can you describe what is listed at the top of that page there?
Sure. So this would have been the physical exam documentation of my note. So, with respect to the head, it says there is a right superior orbital ridge region, approximately 7 millimeter laceration, and then with surrounding soft tissue swelling / contusion.
Sir, if I could just stop you there. As far as what you're talking about with the right superior orbital ridge region, could you explain to the jury or demonstrate to the jury?
Sure. So the orbital ridge is the bone above your eye that you can, like where your eyebrow is or should, would normally be.
Let me start just with physical observations. What, if any, physical observations did you make of Mr. O'Keefe's face and body in general?
His face, I observed the swelling and the discoloration being produced through the blood pooling in the eyelids.
Yep. So just your observation. So the swelling and discoloration.
Move to strike.
I'll strike the remainder of what you've said.
I also observed a cut to his nostril and an eyelid, which was very small in size, which would have been produced by a...
Objection.
Yeah. So we'll leave it at that. Next question, Mr. Lally.
And as far as the other sort of things that you noted over the course of your physical exam or review of Mr. O'Keefe, what, if anything else of note, did you observe?
Well, according to my note, the only other kind of observations other than would be that he had breath sounds present bilaterally. I observed that he was pulseless. His abdominal exam was atraumatic on my chart.
Based on your training experience, what, if any, conclusions or what, if any, opinions that you have in regard to the swelling around the eyes? Objection.
Yeah. I'll see you at sidebar here.
And then extremity exam or musculoskeletal exam, I wrote that he had superficial abrasions on the right forearm.
So, Sergeant Bukhenik, with reference to your prior death investigations, have you had occasion to make observations of bodies that there was a later determination of some sort of subdural hemorrhage?
Yes.
I'll allow that. Have you made those observations? Have you been part of those investigations?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
And what you observed in regard to Mr. O'Keefe, was that consistent or inconsistent with what you had observed on those prior investigations? Objection.
That I'll allow.
It was consistent.
Now, in addition to the injuries that you observed to Mr. O'Keefe's face, what, if any, injuries did you observe to his extremities?
His extremities produced abrasions to his upper forearm and lower bicep area on his right arm.
Extremity exam or musculoskeletal exam, I wrote that he had superficial abrasions on the right forearm.
And from a medical perspective, when you use that term abrasions, so can you explain to the jury what you understand the term abrasions to mean?
Yeah, I use it as a medical synonym for scratches, if you will.
His extremities produced abrasions to his upper forearm and lower bicep area on his right arm.
And just as you use that term, I'm not asking for any sort of medical definition, but as far as you use that term abrasions, what do you understand that term to be?
I understand that term to be a injury sustained through blunt force trauma or friction to the epidermis of the skin where a crushing of the vascular system occurs.
Come on, Yuri. Like, come on.
And
Are you
produces
talking
that
about
type of
bruising? The crushing of the veins of the upper epidermis, or whatever he said. You know, these. Let's listen to these big words he wants to throw out there to sound like a doctor when explaining what scratches on somebody's arm are.
Scratches, if you will.
I understand that term to be a injury sustained through blunt force trauma or friction to the epidermis of the skin where a crushing of the vascular system occurs and produces that type of sign on the skin.
Let me just tell you from my perspective, okay? Just from my perspective. The explanation of something that is so obvious and readily apparent to jurors with eyes, we have pictures of the scratches on John O'Keefe's arms. We have pictures. So I don't need you to get technical in explaining what the scratches look like, because the jurors see the same exact scratches you saw.